Hello and welcome to Entertainment Extra with your host, Joe Crawford. It's our very first show. I'm very excited to have you watch us here on REMICTV.com, Entertainment Extra. Our guest for the show, who's going to be on a little bit later, is Gail Vaz-Oxlade. She's a host of Till Death Do Us Part and Princess. So, now, you're wondering, REMIC TV, can I get anything out of this along with the entertainment value of my show here on Entertainment Extra and all the shows that you can see on REMICTV.com? You could possibly win $500. This blank check, which we can write your name and $500 to you if you refer the most friends in a month. And we can make that monthly right to you. Now, you have to do that every single month. Refer as many friends as you can. And then when it's over, the contest, we will give you the last month, and you can maybe even win $10,000. How great is that? So that's a lot of extra cash that you can maybe go on vacation for. So start inviting your friends to REMICTV.com. As I said, I'm going to be your host for Entertainment Extra, Joe Crawford, and you can go to my website, joecrawfordlive.com, and you can see the banner there for REMIC TV, and check us out, and you can follow me along on Twitter. I actually tweeted about the first show coming in. I'm along on Facebook, and my Twitter is Joe Crawford Live, and you can check us out on Facebook with REMIC TV, and then we'll have an Entertainment Extra page as well with yours truly. Now, I want to let you know, because I always have been doing radio my whole life, and this is my first time doing TV on camera, and I made a vow to myself, especially last week, that if we're going to cut to a commercial break, I'm not going to tease you with a very important life or death fact. And what I'm saying is, I was watching the news last week, okay? And I'm sitting down on my couch, and it's 5 o'clock, and they're teasing the 6 o'clock news. I won't tell the channel or anything. And I'm having a glass of milk with my supper, and their news tease was, find out what kind of milk can possibly harm you if you're drinking it at the 6 o'clock news. And that was at 5 o'clock. I'm drinking milk. I don't think I might make it till 6 o'clock, but I'm here, I made it, and it wasn't the milk that I was drinking. Apparently there was some chemical that happened to mix into the milk, but enough said, I am here, and hopefully you were able to find out on that newscast if that was your milk or not. Now, over the holidays, Christmas holidays, they play marathons of TV shows, which I love, because if I missed an episode or two here and there, you can catch up over the holidays and watch it. And a show that I've never seen before that I got hooked on was Storage Wars on A&E. Now, not promoting them or anything like that, but I really got into this show. I loved it. They have another version, Storage Wars Texas. I can't get into it. But Storage Wars, if you haven't seen the show, there's these storages, okay, that have been neglected to be paid every month, and they go up for auction, and they sell for very cheap. And these bidders, who are famous on Storage Wars, bid on these storages. And most of the time, they do pretty good. They make their money back, plus some. Other times, they make thousands and thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in the storage of antiques and memorabilia. And sometimes, yeah, they're duped. They pay $400 or $500 for the storage, and well, they find out they're lucky if they can get $100 worth of stuff for the stuff that's in the storage. Now, why I'm bringing this up is because recently on Storage Wars in Clearwater, Florida, there was a storage that was up for bids. They did their whole thing. They did the bidding. One of the bidders, which I don't have the name of, bidded on the storage unit and happened to find a casket. A casket. Apparently, Grandma passed away 25 years ago, and they found the remains of Grandma in the casket. Now, in the storage room, not air conditioned. I bet you can just imagine the reekness of that. So anyways, in Clearwater, Florida, improper disposal of a body is a crime. But they said no charges have been laid so far, nor have police released the names of the family members, living or dead. I know they are trying to make money on the show, but that's definitely one way to make a killing. Wah, wah, I know, eh? That's a little bit of comedy because I do stand-up comedy as well, and you can check that out on joecrawfordlive.com. Now, when I did my radio shows, I always had word of the day, fact of the day, comedian of the day, along with guests. And our guest again, Gail Vaz-Oxlade, will be joining us momentarily with us here on Entertainment Extra. I thought I'd bring some of those segments from our radio show here onto REMIC TV because not only do I want to entertain you, I want to inform you and make you smart. And who knows, when you watch this show, you go to work the next day and it can be some cooler talk, water cooler talk, all right? So here is the fact of the day for this show. Did you know that surgeons make fewer mistakes if they're video gamers? Next time you're about to go under the knife, ask your surgeon's Call of Duty skill. A study found that surgeons who play video games frequently make fewer mistakes on the operating table. Interesting. When the doctors played for at least 3 hours, they made 37% fewer mistakes in surgery and operated 27% faster than those who didn't. Many say that they use the same hand-eye coordination that they use for surgeries as well as playing PlayStation. So when your parents are badgering you at home to do your homework and get off the video games, whether you're on the computer playing video games, Wii, PlayStation, say, but Mom, I'm practicing to be a surgeon. Do you think they'll buy it? Probably not. You know what I'm going to buy right now? Gail Vaz-Oxlade. She's going to be on our show on Entertainment Extra. So we're going to invite Gail right now. Hello, Gail Vaz-Oxlade. How are you? And welcome to Entertainment Extra.
Nice to be here, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and welcome on REMICTV.com. And Gail Vaz-Oxlade, if you don't know, she is doing 2 shows. She's a busy lady. She does Till Death Do Us Part, and the second one is Princess or Princesses. Princess, okay. And that's on the Slice Network, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so you can Google that up if you're not too sure about the Slice Network. And Till Death Do Us Part, I want to talk about that first. And first of all, I want to give you 2 thank yous. I want to thank you very much for, first of all, for coming on the show. And then pardon me?
My pleasure.
Oh, awesome. And the second thank you is about 4 years ago, I started watching Till Death Do Us Part. And I moved out on my own 3 years ago. And I was always wondering, how am I going to be able to pay my monthly bills? And on Till Death Do Us Part, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, is you do what you call a money jar system. And what I ended up doing is grabbing that concept and kind of do a money envelope system. And I pay myself every week how much I know my monthly bill is going to be. And when the month is due, boom, my bill is paid. So thank you very much, because if that wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to pay my bills, that's for sure.
And it's simple, isn't it?
It is very simple, and I still have extra cash now. I'm going to say the bad C word here. I do have a credit card, which is bad.
I don't have a problem with credit cards. People seem to think I hate credit cards.
Right.
And I don't hate credit cards. In fact, I have credit cards and I use them all the time.
Oh.
The thing is that I don't carry a balance.
Oh, okay, I got you. So it's always paid off and you're done.
Absolutely. I use my credit cards as convenience cards.
Yep.
And that reduces my banking costs because I'm not using my debit cards very often.
Oh, okay. Well, very smart. Now, with Till Death Do Us Part, these people that you have on, there are some people that you would just cut up the cards because they are definitely going to be going into debt within, you say, 5 years. Some of them like almost $1 million at times that these couples are going into a fast debt. Why don't they see that themselves?
People tend not to add up their debt. So very often what happens is that they have some debt on one credit card and some debt on another card and some debt on a store card, some debt on a line of credit, maybe a car loan, maybe some student loans. People hardly ever add it all up because they don't want to actually have to deal with it. And so the first time they ever see it added up is when I added it up for them.
Okay, so then well, you see on the show the initial reaction are shockers, and they can't believe over a 5-year, 7-year period that they're going to be that much far into debt. Now, is it possible with going to see that 5-7 years from now, and it does show on your show, but I usually would like to see, I don't know if it's ever been done, a follow-up with the couples that after so many years, are they getting their debt paid off? Or is it possible that with going $500,000 in debt in 5 years, that they can maybe be in the positive 5 years from now?
Well, very often what happens is that they do stick to the plan and they do turn their lives around. We don't do follow-up shows because the show itself is in a constant rotation.
Okay.
So the network won't do a follow-up show because they don't want anybody seeing the follow-up show before they see the actual show.
Oh, okay, I understand. Now, then how do these...
There are some webisodes.
Oh, okay.
Webisodes at slice.ca that have follow-ups in them.
Okay, so then how do these people that are so far in debt, how do you find them?
They apply to be on the show.
Oh.
Typically what happens is that they get wind of the fact that I'm looking for people to come on. Mm-hmm. They fill out the form gets sent in. We send a casting director out to meet with them and see whether they have a story that's different.
Now, do you travel all
from the other stories that we've told?
Mm-hmm.
I only shoot in the Toronto area because I have quite a young family still and I don't want to be on the road that much.
Right, so just in the GTA then, if you're watching this, we're in the GTA Mississauga. By all means, you can go to Slice Network, and I guess you're finished the 7th season of Till Death Do Us Part?
We've done 9 seasons of Till Death.
9.
And we're finished doing that show completely.
Oh, okay.
We have just finished the last season of Princess.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just winding that up. I'm working with my last 4 princesses.
Okay.
And I have a new show in production this year.
Awesome. Now, Till Death Do Us Part has had its run, and I understand that the Slice Network came to you, and you were the one that came up with the idea of Princess, correct?
No, actually, the production company came up with the idea of Princess.
Okay.
What happened is they wanted me to continue doing Till Death Do Us Part, and I said, no, we've done enough. That was in season 7, and I said, if you give me I'll give you one more season of Till Death, if you give me a new show.
Right.
And the production company came up with the idea for Princess, and then Slice talked me into yet one more season. And that was the home edition and the baby edition. Oh,
beautiful. Well, I know you're definitely a home name, because I told a lot of people following on Twitter and Facebook, I'm going to have you on. Like, oh my gosh, Gail, I love that show Till Death Do Us Part. Princess is just more new, and I think it's getting a good concept. And Princess, what's different between Princess and Till Death Do Us Part?
Well, one of the big differences is that on Princess, the sense of entitlement, the sense that someone else will be perfectly willing to pick up my trash after me is huge.
Right.
So I think I'm probably the first person that has come along that has said to these people, no, you have to start behaving like an adult. You're old enough, you're capable enough. I want to see you stand on your own 2 feet and be independent.
So then you tell them out bluntly then about how much they're going to be in the hole, and you kind of realize it to them like, okay, yeah, you're going to be in far debt. Now, do they ever like curse you out or swear to you, or do they actually take it in with great consideration?
Well, some people have actually debated the reality of my numbers, and inevitably what that results in is me giving them extra challenge.
Right.
Just to go out and figure the freaking numbers out for themselves. They're going to be snotty with me.
Right.
And inevitably, when they do, they realize just how serious the situation is. Because we do a whole forensic accounting before we bring them on the show. The numbers we work with are absolutely true.
Wow. Now, Gail Vaz-Oxlade has her own website, gailvazoxlade.com. She came out with a new book. Gail, you got the book there for a second to show us?
I do.
There it is. It's Your Money, and we're going to talk about It's Your Money with Gail Vaz-Oxlade right after this on Entertainment Extra on REMIC TV. Welcome back to Entertainment Extra with your host here on REMIC TV, Joe Crawford, and our guest for today, Gail Vaz-Oxlade. Gail, how you doing again?
I'm good.
Good. Now, just before we went to commercial break, you showed us your book. Give us another glimpse here of your new book, It's Your Money. And the side title is Becoming a Woman of Independent Means. Gail Vaz-Oxlade, the new book that just came out. Gail, tell us a little bit about this new book that you wrote.
Well, the book is targeted at women, primarily because women have to deal with things that men tend not to have to deal with in their lives. So women tend to live longer than men. And while men die, women get sick. So while we're living longer, we're doing it ill, or sometimes we're totally broke.
Right.
When men and women get divorced, a man's standard of living tends to go up and a woman's standard of living tends to go down. And that leads directly into the last statistic, which is that women tend to head more single-parent households than men do. And so that's how they end up with a lower standard of living. So I wrote this book so that women would have a resource that addresses the fact that as they work through their lives, change. So their needs change. So the financial plan has to change.
Now, then the book is just for women. Now, say if I wanted tips or whatever, is being a man reading this book not going to do me any good?
No, in fact, if you read this, your penis will not fall off.
Well, that's good to know. So this is not the only book you've written. You've written many other books, and this is published by HarperCollins. And this book here, where is it here? It's Your Money, Becoming a Woman of Independent Means, is being number one along with a few other ones you said in the Globe and Mail. Tell me a little what's going on with you here. You got some good news.
I have. 3 of the books that I've written recently. It's Your Money is one, Debt Free Forever is another, and Raising Money Smart Kids is another. They're all on the Canadian bestseller list this week.
Well, congratulations, most definitely.
They're actually on the real bestseller list, not just the Canadian bestseller list. HarperCollins, which publishes all my books, has been a fabulous team to work with, and all the books that they've published for me are on the Canadian bestseller list.
All right, well, congratulations to HarperCollins for sure, and for you to write these books and being number one with your name attached to it as well. Now, what made you decide you got your website here, gailvazoxlade.com, and we talked about it off air. You have something what's called the Gail Way. First of all, what is the Gail Way, and why have you made it available to the public?
Okay, so I manage my money a certain way. I use a spending journal. So here's my spending journal. It's a notebook. Okay?
Yep.
And inside my notebook is all the money I spend in a month. Every time I spend a penny, I write it in my spending journal. And then every month what I do is I take the entries in my spending journal and I post them into my budget. So for example, when I open up my grocery category, I might have 4 entries or I might have 8 entries, but I put them all in. And then if I had planned to spend $1,000 and I only spent $800, I know that. I know how I'm doing against my budget.
Nice.
Okay? Well, a lot of people have been asking me for an app. The thing about an app is people want it to be easy. Everybody's looking for something that you only have to touch it once.
Yeah.
And it'll put it everywhere else for you. Okay? But what that means is that you don't actually have to pay attention to it. You can think you're paying attention to it. You can pretend you're really focused on your money. But in fact, what you're doing is you're looking for an easy way out. So this is the antithesis of an app.
Okay.
The anti-app. The Gail Way is how I manage my money, and I believe with my whole heart that one of the reasons why I am good with money is because I pay such close attention to it. Is I just don't take things for granted. I'm conscious of my spending, and the Gail Way helps me stay conscious. So I've made a potential spending journal worksheet, cash flow budget, and a spending analysis worksheet, all available with instructions. So those people who are not looking for the easy way out, but want a system that will work, can go and download it. It's $4.99 for a download, and you will have a system that's not easy. It requires discipline and it requires that you are focused, but if you want to do it, it's there for you.
Can I pay a little extra to have you come to me and give me the lecturing and the yelling that I'm spending too much money?
No, free forever because I get it.
All right, sounds good. And you can make the Gail way your way on GailVaz-Oxlade.com. Let me spell that out for you just in case you don't know. GailVaz-Oxlade.com. Gail, you're on Twitter. People can follow you.
Yes, they can.
Gail Vaz-Oxlade. And if you're wondering what Gail did before she became a host on Till Death Do Us Part and Princess, she worked as an administrative assistant and later took a job in marketing. So she's definitely a pro with digits and numbers and marketing strategies. Then she wrote a manual for a banking client for its employees on its RRSP products. So she's definitely knowing what she's doing, and hopefully you go buy her book. Where can we buy your book, Gail, your new one at least?
You can get it in all the retail stores. There, yeah.
Awesome. Or you can buy it online at Amazon, correct?
Absolutely.
Gail Vaz-Oxlade, I want to thank you very much for taking your time, for being our first guest on Entertainment Extra with me, Joe Crawford.
It's lovely to be here, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you very much, and be debt-free. Not you, Gail, but you too, but everyone else out there, be debt-free. We're going to come right back here on the Joe Show on REMICTV.com. I want to again thank Gail Vaz-Oxlade for being our first guest here. I want to thank all of you for watching our first Entertainment Extra show with yours truly, Joe Crawford here. I promised you we're going to have our word of the day, and here is our word of the day. Our word of the day is argosy. A-R-G-O-S-Y. What is argosy? It's a noun. The meaning is a large ship or a fleet of ships, especially one carrying valuable cargo or a rich source or supply. So argosy is your word of the day on Entertainment Extra with yours truly, Joe Crawford. I want to hear your thoughts about the first show. You can go to joecrawfordlive.com and you can contact me there via email, via Twitter, via Facebook. I want to know your thoughts, and very soon we're going to have our own very Facebook page for Entertainment Extra. Thank you again, and check out all the other shows on REMIC TV. For Entertainment Extra, I'm Joe Crawford.